This is Checkmate. Tulsi Gabbard just announced she's releasing files that will destroy Barack Obama's defense of the Russia hoax. And the documents, she said, will drop today. Before we get into this story, please like, comment, share, Explain America. We really appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, DNI Tulsi Gabbard just sent Washington into panic mode again. At a press conference today, Gabbard said flatly, quote, "We will be releasing further documents tomorrow that will refute President Obama's statement," unquote. She added, quote, "We're pulling a whole host of official statements made by Obama's administration that repeat the false narrative that Russian hackers worked to aid Trump in the election," unquote. This is a direct response to Barack Obama's bizarre last-minute defense of his administration's conduct during the 2016 election. His team issued a statement calling the allegations against him ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. But his invective is deflective. Tulsi Gabbard isn't blinking. She says the documents coming tomorrow will prove that Obama's team, including former CIA Director John Brennan, pushed a coordinated lie that Russia interfered in the election to help Donald Trump, despite knowing the evidence didn't support it. According to Gabbard, the January 2017 intel memo that started the Russia frenzy was manufactured. It ignored months of prior assessments showing no intent or capability from Russia to hack or impact the election. The Obama team buried contradicting intel and fabricated a new narrative just before Trump took office. And here's the real kicker. Tulsi says there's a vast body of evidence and intelligence that blows up Brennan's claim of a so-called strong consensus about Russia's motives to interfere in the 2016 election. The former president's panicking response is telling. His spokesman cited an old 2020 Senate report and dismissed Gabbard's accusations without offering any specific evidence. And now the world waits to see what Tulsi drops. She has responded by reposting the story. Edit. Trump also reposted the story and shared an AI-generated video showing Obama being arrested in the Oval Office, clearly signaling that he's ready to go all in. Here's the bottom line. President Obama is in the center. He was a ringleader of this meeting of CIA Director John Brennan, former DNI James Clapper, former FBI Director James Comey, and several others, insiders who were there, including Susan Rice, his national security advisor. They all knew this Russian intelligence was false. It was manufactured, that they had no serious ability or intention to hack our election systems, and they also had no documented proof that these social media campaigns were of any measurable impact whatsoever during the election. They were non-negligible. Certainly not something for undermining a president for 3 years, surveilling his political campaign, and countless hysterical coverage by the media, which had him framed as a traitor to the United States. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. The traitors were the ones who were weaponizing the intelligence community to go after a presidential candidate and then a sitting president, all with the intention of undermining his presidency. Sounds kind of like an insurrection. Well, this election interference shouldn't go unnoticed and it shouldn't go unpunished for those who are guilty of it. Because one thing is clear, they had no compunction whatsoever against going after President Trump, his associates, including like early dawn raids of Roger Stone. This was absolutely unprecedented, the lawfare that they carried out against President Trump. It was disgusting. It is despicable. They lost several times because it was all concocted and manufactured, just like this Russia hoax narrative. So they're a bunch of seditious liars, according to the documentation. Because if they knowingly lied to the American public to sway the election, and as some insiders claim, there is text, there is email, that shows that the Obama administration coordinated with the Hillary Clinton campaign in order to fix the 2016 election. Well, that is one of the most anti-American, despicable, and one might argue seditious scandals in American history. So can this go unpunished and us still have a functioning democratic republic? Can our elections be taken seriously if we allow them to interfere like this in our elections when nobody gets punished ever? So they should get due process under the legal system. Something that they violated with Trump multiple times during his trials, by the way. They should get their due process. They should face the music in an impartial court that is not a rigged, politicized district. They should face real justice, not theater, not manufactured kangaroo courts that rubber stamp everything for the Democratic Party. No, they need to be held accountable to the law. This country, the United States of America, was founded on belief that everyone should be accountable to the rule of law because they came from overseas. Some of them had direct experience with British tyranny. And as John Locke stated, as he absolutely shredded the absolute monarchy that was in Britain, that no one should be a judge in their own trial. Okay? We cannot have them get off the hook for this. They need to face justice. And this is not a distraction. This is deadly serious. And here at Explain America, we can walk and chew gum. We can follow this Russia hoax investigation. We can follow the Epstein Files case. We can keep equal focus on it. And still, all of it that unites it is just the interest of justice and what is right. So if you have a reaction to the story, please like, share, comment at Explain America. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism and for keeping Americans informed about what's really going on in this country.